I want to explain something about dreams because I like dreams. Dreams are little storybooks. I'm a psychologist. Take dreams very seriously because I think dreams have a particularly beautiful way of telling you what is lying ahead, what you have to do or what you have to face. So we focus during the day on particular things that we think are important, and other parts of who you are, other experiences you push to the background. And that's not a problem, it's the way we cope in our life. Because you cannot let your feelings, your intuitions, your knowings overwhelm you at any time of the day, especially not when you have duties to do and you have things to fulfill. You experience a lot more than you think you do. For the system, it's very important to have this capacity to digest everything that you have experienced during the day in your life, and without even knowing it on a conscious level. Everyone dreams a few times a night. So in the night, your brain will digest everything that you haven't brought your attention to. Without dreaming, people wouldn't survive. It's a way to keep your system healthy. So when people say they don't dream, it's more accurate to say they don't remember their dream. I almost never remember my dream, except for 2 weeks ago, and the dream was beautiful. It was a trigger to change my life. And that's why I love dreams this much. I think they are beautiful ways of our unconscious mind to bring us a message. But I first have to tell you about 3 sorts of dreams. We distinguish between 3 dreams. First, you have the dreams that don't particularly leave a feeling behind when you wake up. You see a few images, but you don't particularly feel anything with it. The dreams themselves don't have a symbolic meaning. They don't have any significance except digesting your experiences for that day. Well, you didn't pay attention during the day. Why would you the next morning if it doesn't trigger very intense feelings? The second sort of dreams are the dreams in which you see images or a kind of a movie in which a situation evolves. Maybe you have seen a story unfold and you don't have any grip on how it ends. You are a participant until you wake up. Those are the dreams that can help you understand what your mission is, what you have to do, or what is bugging you unconsciously. And the third kind of dreams, and maybe I should have started with this, are the traumatic dreams, in which you relive traumatic situations. And when you wake up, your whole body is experiencing panic and in a state of alertness. The third kind of dreams are not the dreams I want to talk about today. Those are too intense. I think you don't want to relive a traumatic dream without help. So don't go into that for yourself. Let someone help you experience the feelings and looking for a releasing of the intensity of those feelings. That are not the dreams that I want to use for the discovery that I promote here. The best dreams to use for dream work are the dreams that leave you in the morning with a certain kind of feeling, which feels intense, like you have taken an adventure by playing a role in a movie. And those are the dreams that are little gems in disguise. And how can you work yourself with dreams, or with people around you, or with people in the Ignite Your Light community? The most important part of listening to a dream and trying to analyze it is that the person that had the dream is the one who knows best. That's always the case. So you can help him look behind veils or into hidden parts. So when I work with people with dreams, I let them talk and I listen to it with my heart, and I feel which parts are intense. I sense to be intense in the dream, which part the person hesitates, in which part the person looks away, in which part. So I take in account every signal the body gives by telling the dream. That's the first thing. Then we walk through the dream and we are going to discover the setting in which the dream takes place. Is it a building? Is it a part of nature? Is it a ship or something else? The bottom of the sea? Everything is possible in a dream. So you discover the surroundings, and even the surroundings are not coincidences. I myself, when I dreamt regularly, always got lost in a building. And buildings are firm, are definite, are rigid. So I got lost in some rigidness, I think. And my dream had most of the time as a subject that I wanted to find the exit, but I never could find the exit. So I ran downstairs, across floors, and I never could find the exit. It won't mean the same to everyone, but for myself, in hindsight, I think I felt stuck in the rigidness of my own beliefs and responsibilities. So I was looking for a way out, and I couldn't find a way out, literally. And I felt without breath. So that's a beautiful representation of what was happening in my subconscious. Like when I woke up from the searching the exit in the building, feeling was shortness of breath. And that was my feeling with which I woke up. And that's the part that you can use to use your dream. I come from a family in which your thinking is the top priority. You have to be smart, you have to learn, and you have to think about things, because your head is the primary safety guard. That was what my parents thought, and that was because of their experiences in life. So I don't blame them. They coped in their way with parts that were too emotional to handle in another way. So I adjusted to their way of thinking, in that you had to keep control from your head. The part of intuition and sensing things was not the part that was very well received at home. I learned to ignore that. I always have felt that it was an important part of me, but I didn't learn to trust that part that much. So it was like a book on a shelf. I know I could read it if I wanted it, but it never came to that because I lived the life my parents had lived. Being safe because your head is very strong and can oversee everything and can analyze and diagnose and take the right action to cope with the situation. I still believe dreams are gems in disguise, and I will explain that in a recent dream I had. 2 weeks ago, I set the intention to dream and to remember the dream the following morning. And I woke up, and what I remembered was that in my dream I had maneuvered myself into a sleeping bag. You know, the bag that you keep your sleeping bags in? The round bags with a cord on top that you can pull, and then your sleeping bag is stuck. I had maneuvered myself in the dream into the sleeping bag. Everything is possible. I'm much too large to fit in the sleeping bag, but never mind, in your dream everything is possible. I had maneuvered myself in. I had taken the cords. I pulled them so that the top was closed except for one round part. I made a knot in the cord. I pushed the cord outside, and there I lay, almost without breath. And sort of captured in my sleeping bag. And with that feeling, I woke up. And I immediately understood that I was limiting myself in my movements, limiting myself in doing something, really, in doing something. And the feeling was very, very awkward. It was very not nice because I couldn't move anymore. I couldn't do anything anymore. So I knew I had to unstuck. I'll tell you in a second what I did and what the effect of that was. But first of all, I want to tell you what you can do with your dream yourself. First of all, feel which part of the dreams, and because you have to do it yourself, there may be parts you don't realize are important, so it's always nice to have others look at your dream or feel your dream. But when you do it yourself, you can recall the dream and what you did in the dream and which part was the most intense. Write that down. First of all, what is the scenery of the dream? In which surroundings does it take place? It's not the most important part of your dream, but it can say something too. So, describe in which scenery, in which scenario you are placed by your unconscious, and later on we will use that for the analysis, but that's the first part. What happened in the dream? Exactly. What was the moment you felt most intense or what were the moments you felt most intense? What was the outcome? And what would you have liked for it to happen in the dream? Those are interesting parts to investigate and to write down with every dream you have. Okay. What you can do, and best is with another person, go relive the dream. So step into the last moment of your dream and feel what you feel. And you don't have to be afraid because the feeling is coming up, so want to be heard. It's helping to feel what you felt at the last moment of the dream. So you step into that feeling again and you turn around and you are going to look what information you probably missed. And you take note. Then the next part is, what outcome did you want to have? The fourth question. And now I give my own example. I wanted to be freed from the sleeping bag. I believe that when you relive your dream and you as a director make it a dream that fits you, you heal the part that is asking for attention, you see? So what I did with my sleeping bag dream was I couldn't move except for my arms. So I put one of my arms out of the hole, found the cord and pulled the cord so that it loosened. And then I could open the top of the sleeping bag and get myself out. It wasn't very easy, but I did it. And the most beautiful part happened next. So the feeling was better after the dream. I had freed myself from that situation in which I could hardly breathe. But what happened, and on an unconscious level, it was that I finally had the courage to pose my first question on TikTok. I had subscribed to TikTok, I think, half a year ago. And I knew I would do something, but I never thought about what I could do. And then I posed a question, and it was very intuitive, the way I chose to formulate my question and to pose my first image. In hindsight, the dream helped me to get out of old beliefs in which I had set myself stuck because of old values. But I didn't realize when I posed my question on TikTok. But what happened was overwhelming. So many questions, so many people that wanted to know my intuitive answer. And that was the biggest acknowledgement for me of being able to trust my intuition. So that dream was a gem, a pure gem, which I could unfold by stepping into it again and moving it in a direction that I wanted. I wanted to free myself, which I did unconsciously, and that is what I like about dreams. I don't have many dreams, but when I have them, they really do their job. I hope you would like to do your discovering the truth of your dreams and using your dreams to help you make the next step in life. And tell me when you have a dream and want to discover your gems into your dreams.